Test. Okay. We are going to get started. David, you ready for me to go live? Okay. Okay, welcome to College Night, and if you're online, welcome to College Night online. We are going to go through all kinds of things today. We have lots of presenters. They're here today to help us understand the nuances about their specific schools, and there'll be time for questions at the end. If you're interested, they'll be back out in the foyer for you to answer any questions for you. And we're going to go through a little bit about the types of colleges, the differences between UCs, CSUs, privates. It looks like a really long agenda, but it goes pretty quick. So should be in and out in about an hour if I work it out right. Real quick, differences between 2 years and 4 years colleges. We do have some 2-year colleges here tonight to talk to you about specifics about 2-year colleges as well as 4 years. So there's a lot of different ideas and a lot of different things that you can do. You don't necessarily have to do one or the other, or you could do both. Some people do both. They do 2-year and then they do 4-year. And I'm going to bring up, actually, she is a former student of mine from back in San Diego. We are both from San Diego. Emma went to UC Merced from San Diego and graduated in December, right? So I'm going to tell you the UC Merced representative couldn't come tonight, so I stole a couple of her slides. So I'm going to go through a couple slides, and I'm going to have her come up and talk about what it's like to go to UC Merced. Actually, do you want to go first, and then I'll go second? Yeah, totally. Come up and go first. So it was like a reunion for us. Yeah, it was cool.
Thanks, Ms. Godfrey. Hi, my name is Emma Geralt. So, like she said, I graduated back in December with my Bachelor's of Science in Biological Sciences. I'm currently working on campus as a research assistant, and I'm looking to do my PhD next year. I'm from San Diego, so I came out to UC Merced for college, and I just want to talk about how great a school it is. Just a little bit about UC Merced. It's the first American research university built in the 21st century. So that means all the buildings on campus are super new and super nice, and everything is cutting edge. Half the campus was built between 2018 and 2020, so it's really new. We're also the first carbon neutral public research university, I think, at least in America, and you see that a lot in the culture of the campus. A lot of research and energy is spent trying to make the campus sustainable and then sharing these ideas with other campuses throughout the country. We have 24 majors and 25 minors spread across 3 different schools. So we have School of Natural Sciences, Engineering, and then like Social Sciences and Humanities. And so there's a lot of different things you can study at UC Merced. Biological Sciences is the most popular major there, though. We have a big pre-health program as well. On campus, we have 8 social fraternities and sororities and 3 professional fraternities that are involved in pre-med school, pre-law, and we have a business fraternity as well. So these are all really great resources as students to build a community and to build your networks for the future. We also have 200 clubs and organizations, so you can really find your place at UC Merced. If there's something you want to do, it's either on campus already or you can be the one that starts it. Really briefly about admissions and applications, but I think Ms. Godfrey will hopefully go into it a little bit more. I know that applications, they open in August and they're due in November. It's one application for all the UCs, and then you'll pay $70 per UC that you apply to. For the application, you have to do 4 short essays. They're called PIQs, and you'll find out if you got in March. And I believe the minimum GPA requirement is a 3.0. And then just really briefly why I picked UC Merced. Small class sizes, you're still getting a UC education, but your class size is smaller, so you're getting more individual attention from your professors. We have this really great student-to-faculty ratio, which means you really get to know the professors on your campus, which can be good for you getting opportunities such as on-campus internships and research. There's also a lower cost of living at UC Merced compared to any other UC, which I think is really important to consider when you decide where to go to school. it's much more affordable than other UCs, the cities that they're in. And there's a lot of really great opportunities at UC Merced that you can't get at other universities. We have, again, on-campus research and internships that are specific to UC Merced. The Education Abroad program is the same as at any other UC, which means you can study abroad and you take your financial aid with you. It's just a really great way to go out and see the world. And this UC Merced also partners with Yosemite National Park to provide a lot of programs to students that want to get involved with the National Park Service. The Yosemite Leadership Program is, I think, the big one to know if you're going to be coming into the school as a freshman, because you can apply. It's a 2-year program, and it's a great way to make a cohort of friends where you get to learn a lot about leadership and you get out into the national park, which I think is just such a great thing to do. So, yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you. I put you're available after the presentation. Did you see that? I added to slide. If you are interested in going to a UC or a CSU, there are specific requirements that you need to meet in order to do that, and they need to be done by the end of your junior year. So if you're a younger student listening, you still have lots of time to figure it out. Luckily, if you are at Bret Harte High School, your diploma itself pretty much guarantees that you will be eligible if you get a C or better in every class. You can't get Ds and you can't get Fs. So you have to be very careful with your GPA. But the Bret Harte diploma will pretty much guarantee that you are eligible, because everything that we require, they also require. The only difference is world language. You don't need a world language, any world language at all, to get a diploma from Bret Harte, but you need 2 years of the same world language to go to a CSU or a UC. Here's some quick stats that I found. There has been a decline in UC enrollment. I thought it'd be a little interesting for you guys to check it out. It's a little bit hard to see, but it's going to be online later. And then there's some top tier comparisons. When you talk about a top tier college, you're talking about a college that's extremely difficult to get into, is very rigorous, very expensive normally, and well respected, and has great programs and that sort of thing. So you can see there has been a bit of a decline in a lot of the schools. And there's a lot of reasons for that. They do blame COVID. They blame COVID for a lot of things, but that's one of the things, because people start going online and they're choosing different schools to do that. Here's freshman profile for 2022. So if you look at the UCs, you can see the differences in how many applications they had and what the percentage rate of acceptance was, and then actual admittance. So it's pretty intense. There's a lot, 128,000 applications to Berkeley. So it's a lot of applications to go through. Percentages change. I did want to show you this because this is very interesting if you are in the state of California, which we are. So 82% of the undergraduates come from California. So a lot of the people that end up going to schools to the UC system are from California, and we get first crack at it. So we get, because you're in California, you'll get a leg up from other people who are out of state. And then down at the bottom, I talk about ELC. ELC stands for eligibility in local context. So by the end of your junior year, if you are in the top 9% of your graduating class at your high school, then you are qualified to be an ELC student. We give the names to them after the final grades are out, and we get the transcripts in the middle of June. And what that means is the UC system, when you apply for the UC schools, they have a little tick mark that says you're an ELC student. And that means that if you don't get into any of the UCs that you want to get into, they will put you in a UC. You're guaranteed to go to a UC school, which is absolutely amazing. So being in the top 9% is actually a very good thing. And it guarantees you, it may not be the one that you wanted to go to, but they look and make sure that it's the right major that you want and everything, and then say, okay, you didn't get into Berkeley, but how about going to UCSD in San Diego or something like that, because it has your major and they're not impacted, and then you work through it and you get to go. It's a good thing if you have good grades. I am gonna welcome Todd to come on up. He's gonna talk about Modesto.
Thank you. I'll introduce myself even though I know half the people in here. I am Todd Conrado. I graduated from Bret Harte, should I say the year 1987. With Paulana, by the way. My grandmother graduated from Bret Harte. My son graduated from Bret Harte. My grandfather graduated from Bret Harte. My family's been in Angels Camp for 6 generations. So Bret Harte is very, very near to my heart, and so are the students and people that attend it. So anyway, back to what I get paid for. I work at the Modesto JC. I just finished our 17th year. This is finals weeks for us. We are on the trimester system. So that means we have 3 equal semesters. So that means we have a 4-month summer break, which is awesome. And we get out in May. So that means our students are first in line for jobs. So that's really a big thing for at least my students. You may not know, I am not with the outreach department, nor am I a counselor. I'm an ag teacher, but they sent me up here because you could literally throw a rock at my house from here, so it was super easy for me to come. I'm an ag teacher, and I teach heavy equipment repair in the ag department. So anyway, Modesto Junior College, obviously down in Modesto. Some of the things I hear from locals, because lots of people come talk to me about not just MJC, about going to college, because there's lots of students up here who have family that's never gone to college, so they come talk to me, which I love, and you're more than welcome to come do so. But down in Modesto, we hear about it being unsafe and stuff, and it's different than Angels Camp. I'll admit that, but the school and the campuses are in a very safe place, and our campuses are extremely safe. They are required to tell us anytime there's an unlawful activity on campus, so I know everything that goes on, and there's really not a whole lot. So that's something I hear from the locals up here. But another thing about up here is you guys are lucky. You're lucky for being in California. California has the greatest college system in the world, without a doubt. Community college, UC, CSU, doesn't matter to me, the greatest system in the world. And you're lucky, just between Merced and Sacramento, some of the best colleges in the state. And you're very lucky to be able to attend those. And you take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. I did see on one of the slides up there, college can be for everybody. And that is very, very true. College can be for everybody. There is a program for you, no matter what you want to do. You just have to open your mind on what college means and what you want to do with it. So this is the slide up here that they give me that tells you how great MJC is. Every college is going to come up here and tell you how great they are, and it's true. They are all great. MJC's been around for 100 years. We celebrated 100th anniversary in the middle of COVID, so it was pretty uneventful, but we've been around for a long time, fully accredited like almost everybody else here. The thing that the slides aren't going to tell you, but I'm going to tell you because I'm a local, what makes MJC different is we're big enough to offer everything you want or need, but we're small enough to know our students by name. MJC feels like a family down there because it's such the atmosphere that we foster and really promote down there, and we really believe in that. Our classes are smaller because of it, and we really foster that. I work in the ag department, and I can tell you, I probably know 80, 90% of the students in the programs, and I teach almost all night classes, so I'm not there during the day a lot. So we have the associate program. So let me kind of get back a little bit on some of this. What a lot of people don't know about the community college system, we really have a dual mission. Most people understand the one mission that the college has is the 2-year transfer. Come in, get an associate's degree, transfer to a CSU, UC, private school, whatever you want. And they do a great job of that. Most community colleges do a great job of that. What a lot of people don't know is the other part of the community college system, which is to prepare for the workforce. And we do that in 2 ways. One of them is, well, you can come get an AS degree, AA degree, go to work, and there are AAs that do that. But we also have the certificate program. Certificate program's kind of the degree, it's not a degree, it's a certificate, but it's the level between high school graduation and your AS degree. And they're very, very specific. Most of them. Oftentimes, they don't even have requirements for your core classes. They're designed for a student who wants to come in, get skills, and go to work. That is something a lot of people don't know about the UC program. Did I say UC? You did. God, I don't know why I said that. Community college programs, okay? A lot of people equate that with these private schools and tech schools are called. But those same programs are almost everywhere in the community college system. Somewhere you can find that same system. How many of you know that I teach heavy equipment repair down at MJC? Most people don't even know we do that. So think about where you want to go. There are other options out there for you. And that's when we talk about skills recognition. I don't think your laser's working. But anyway, the 23 skill recognitions and the certificates, that's what they're for. But there are also many, many, many students that come in and get their transfer degree. So their AST, we call them. That is the program to transfer you to the four-year schools, as we call them. And you know, we're very lucky here, but MJC, we also send many students nationwide. I've had students at Cornell and lots go to Oklahoma, Nebraska. We've had students go all over the country, and it's very easy. The sooner you know where you want to go to transfer, the easier and the quicker it is for you. And that's true of any program you're in. Do your research now. But that doesn't mean you can't change down the road. You know, everybody changes, it seems like. We have changed to schools instead of departments. I'm not going to get into what that means, but we'll just go through what they mean. My home, the agriculture department, we're a pretty strong program. I'm not going to sit up here and beat the bandwagon, but we got a very, very nationally recognized agriculture program. We have a school in art, performance, and the humanities. Behavioral and social sciences, business, and computing, fitness and health, and I can't read that. Professions, is that what that says? Health professions. Industry and trade, so that's our automotive and our electronics programs. Language arts, public safety, which right now, I think we have a criminal justice program, but we're very well known for our fire academy. Lots of people come down for the fire academy. And Columbia College also has one. You may not know this, but Columbia and MJC are sister schools. We're the same school district. So one nice thing, my son went to Columbia for a semester and changed, like I said a lot of people do, came down to MJC, and it's the same school's district, so there was absolutely no problem with him transferring classes. It was just like being at the same school. And the last one, I can't read. Science and math. So those are the new schools and how we're set up. So the suggestion I would make, I don't care what program you go into or what college you decide to go to. Talk to somebody in the school department division that you want to go to. Call them up. And they will give you the best advice that anybody else can give you. They're going to tell you what classes to take, what you need to do, or if nothing else, who else to talk to. If you have any questions, I am here to help everybody. I don't have most of the answers, but I know most of the people. So I'm more than happy to help everybody, and I really enjoy it. So give me a call. Your parents probably know more than likely how to get a hold of me. Thank you.
Thanks. As he was talking about the fact that Columbia and MJC are sister schools, there are CCAP classes that we have on campus. CCAP basically just means that the class that you take gets a grade through Columbia College or MJC, but we don't have any MJC CCAPs right now. And then the grade is weighted and it's doubled, and you can, one semester equals a whole year of English or auto. So those are the only two CCAP classes we have here right now, but we're looking to build more, so hopefully we'll get our partnership even stronger. And just so you know, this coming up year, if you're a junior, you're going to be a senior, and you want to go into our CCAP English 1A class, we have 2 sections, so we don't have to do a lottery, and everybody can get in. So I knew you guys would be really happy to hear that. General dual enrollment classes, I'm not sure, did you want to come up and talk about dual enrollment, or do you want to talk about the rest of the school?
Yeah, probably the rest of this.
Okay. Okay. Dual enrollment classes you can take at any community college in the state of California. It doesn't have to be Columbia, it doesn't have to be MJC, it can be anywhere in the world. I have a website you can go to, you type in whatever you want to do online and you can do it. But the fact that you're still in high school means that you have to fill out a paper that says the school is allowing you to take these classes, which means we're vouching for the fact that you're going to be okay in this class and you're going to do well. So it's a dual enrollment form, it's a two-sider, parents sign it, done deal. So if you're interested in doing any kind of classes, online or in person over the summer, whenever you want to take any kind of college class, come and see me and I will get you started on that. These are the resources. Kelsey Halstead, the name that's down there at the bottom, she's the one that's in charge of all of our CCAP classes. So if you have any questions, you can always reach out to her. She helps out with a lot of things. And I'm going to have Debbie come on up. I wanted to put this up here because it's important that you guys know if you are going to take a community college class, there are some risks involved. If you don't do well in that class, your financial aid might be at stake. So you have to be careful. You have to be very careful. You have to withdraw before a certain period of time so that it doesn't stay on your transcript and it disappears. It's different than high school. You can drop a class in high school up until the end of the semester and it goes away. But you can't do that in college. So you have to be really careful and watch all the dates and make sure. If you get a low GPA, if you get a D or an F in that class, it will also affect your high school GPA if it ends up on the high school transcript. At Bret Harte, you get to choose whether you want it to be on a transcript or not, on the high school transcript. So if it's a bad grade, you probably wouldn't want it. So hopefully you won't get any bad grades. C's are better, always C's are better. There are a lot of schools out there that don't take community college classes at all. Some will say, well, you're going to be in our school for 4 years because we want all your money because we're a private school. So your community college classes don't mean anything to us. So you have to start from scratch as a freshman. Whereas the CSUs and the UCs will take a lot of your community college classes, especially if they're transferable when you take them. And then you can maybe start as a sophomore if you don't want to go through 2 years at a junior college, and there's a lot of nuances there. So you also have to be careful. If you're going to go to a private school or you're interested in going out of state, to check with them and make sure that your community college classes will count. You can still take them, and sometimes they'll look at them and say, well, you went through calculus in community college, so we're going to start you in Calc 1 in our school because you did well in that class. So they might do it for level, but they may not always take your classes. Okay. That's just more of the same of whatever I just said.
Hello, my name is Debbie, and I am here from Columbia College just to talk about our campus programs and tell you a little bit about the school. So we're a small JC located on 280 acres of forest land outside of Sonora, so very close to here. The college offers 40 areas of study, including certificates, associate degrees, and university transfer preparation, and many of the typical programs and majors that you would expect, like arts and humanities, business, English and communication, social and behavioral sciences like sociology and psychology, and a lot of STEM majors. But I wanted to focus on some of our career and technical training programs because I think they are what has made our college campus really unique. So the first is the auto and welding program, and that provides the tools and training to help students master useful and practical skills and get you gainfully employed pretty quickly. So some of those programs are like automotive service technician, drivetrain technician, engine performance, under vehicle service, and all kinds of other really specific focuses for that program. And then the welding technology classes are also really interesting. You can learn gas metal arc welding, gas tungsten arc welding, welding design and fabrication. We also have a children in teaching program that focuses on child development, human development, teaching preparation programs for students that are interested in working with children in elementary school, preschool, and child care. Sorry, I write all this And then our culinary and hospitality program is very popular. It teaches students to prepare and create lots of extraordinary cuisines while also gaining practical knowledge and hands-on experience are sought by restaurants everywhere. So you can study culinary arts, hotel and restaurant management, baking and pastry arts, bartending, institutional cooking and kitchen staff. So a lot of really great specialty programs under that major. And another popular one is the Emergency Services and Fire Technology program. Columbia College's Fire Technology program is an accredited regional training program approved by the Office of the State Fire Marshal's State Fire Training Division. And we're also one of only 2 community colleges in California that operate its own fire station. And it's staffed by students that are enrolled in that program. So in that program, you would learn emergency medical responders, CPR, emergency medical training, fire prevention technology, low-angle rope rescue, high-angle rope rescue, a lot of really specific focuses that you can learn while you're in that program. Another interesting one is forestry and natural resources, because we are located on the 280 acres of forest land, and we also partner with the High Sierra Institute at Baker Station, which is near the crest of the Sonora Pass. So it's a perfect setting to develop skills and knowledge for a career in forestry and natural resources. So those types of... Yeah. Oh, sorry. Oh, wow, that does make a difference.
People online can't hear.
Should I start over?
No. Okay, thanks.
Okay. So we're talking about forestry and natural resources. So those are the types of courses would be introductory to forestry, dendrology, natural resources conservation, and then under that umbrella we also have our water resources management program, which is a stepping stone towards a successful career in water treatment, water distribution, wastewater management, and groundwater management. So lots of interesting courses under that program, like Introduction to Water Resources Management, Soil Resources, Introduction to Maps, Drinking Water Treatment, and Operation of Wastewater Treatment Plants. And then the last one, which I think is kind of the most interesting one, is called Geographic Information Systems. So that's using geospatial technology to train GIS technicians, which is to analyze and produce maps and solve complex resource planning and management problems. The GIS program teaches students the practical application of Environmental System Research Institute software. So you can import geospatial data, display, visualize, explore, and analyze, and produce maps and reports. So with this training, students can explore careers in forestry, natural resources, watershed, wildland fire, earth science, business, archaeology, cartography, city planning, lots of great opportunities. And the most popular course in that program is the drone mapping class. So lots of fun courses under that program. So those are just a few of our exciting career and technical training programs. I have additional information on any of those out front, as well as all of our other programs and majors. So feel free to come see me after if you'd like any information on those. And then also I wanted to note the Promise Grant that is offered by the Columbia College Foundation, because that grant makes it possible if you graduate from a local high school like Bret Harte, enroll in Columbia College full-time in the next fall semester, you can get 2 years of free tuition. So it's a very exciting way to get free school, basically. So that's open to any student graduating in our service district. So it's this county, Tuolumne, Amador, and I think Mariposa. So it's worth looking into. You get 2 years of free school, and you basically, it's just based on where you graduate. You have to enroll full-time and have a 2.0 grade point average. So definitely a great opportunity. So thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, we're going to go into the CSU system. That is just a map of all of the CSUs. And there's some comparisons for you, some profiles. I circled the ones that are, some of the ones that are here tonight, the percentage of acceptance and the applications. This is from 2019. and 2020, so it's a few years old. The data is still catching up with COVID. So getting data for classes of 2022 is really difficult for me. So I just left this one up here because it's similar, but I'm sure they'll be able to tell you more specifics. And Sonoma could not come tonight. She called this afternoon and said she was really sorry she couldn't come. There's a couple things about Sonoma that's really cool if you want to just sort of read through these real quick, and then I'll just move on. They're D2 sports, they got club sports, they've got all kinds of clubs and things like that. Unfortunately, we don't have her. And I am going to now introduce Marianne.
All right, hello everyone. Thanks for joining us today here in person and online. My name is Marianne Idanian. I'm here from Stanislaus State, but I do want to start with some information just about the CSU. So we have, colleagues here from Sacramento and East Bay, so this will be general information about all 23 campuses. So we'll get into a quick video right here to start off with.
Welcome to the California State University, home to the most ethnically, economically, and academically diverse student body in the United States. As the nation's largest four-year public university, the CSU provides extraordinary educational opportunities to 482,000 students on 23 campuses and 8 off-campus centers. Stretching from Humboldt State University in the north to San Diego State University in the south, the CSU annually confers some 127,000 degrees and boasts nearly 3.8 million living alumni. Nearly half of all the bachelor's degrees awarded in California are CSU degrees, and 1 in 10 California workers is a CSU graduate. In fact, 1 in 20 Americans holding a college degree is a graduate of the CSU. The CSU is also home to 53,000 employees, faculty, and staff who are diverse, dedicated, and committed to student success. Their collective efforts, coupled with the bold vision of university leaders, ensure the quality and caliber of a CSU education remains world-class, regardless of how it is delivered. As the key to California's brightest and most hopeful future, the CSU offers educational opportunities that transform the lives of students and their families. Our unwavering focus on student success ensures we are fostering the next generation of leaders who will bring new vision and strength to their communities, to California, and indeed to our nation and the world.
All right, so that is the CSU system, California State University, and the largest public university system in the country. So 23 campuses, and you can just see the value of the CSU system. Just such a large network that you'll be a part of when you come to the CSU. But I'm here to talk about Stanislaus State, so I want to give you some information about our campus located in Turlock, so just about an hour away from here. And we do have an extension campus in Stockton as well, but you'll see our main campus in Turlock, and just really the location of being in the Central Valley, centrally located, just about an hour and a half in each direction. So it's nice for me to be able to come up here just an hour away and enjoy the mountains, an hour and a half to the beach, to a big city. So very centrally located and still very affordable to live in Turlock in the Central Valley. Some of our points of pride here, including our new student center. So this is one of our newest buildings on campus. It was ready for us February 2020. So we've still been enjoying this new building, and some of the pieces here that we like to highlight is 76% of our students are first-generation college students, meaning the first in their family to have a 4-year degree. And this is important because we really provide a lot of support services to guide our first-generation college students. Speaking as a first-generation college student myself, just learning how to navigate the university system and the different departments and advising, it's a lot. So you will have all of these pieces to succeed at Stan State, especially for our first-generation college students. We saw the student center, but our library was also recently renovated. We have plans for the Stockton campus, and then even the Child Development Center on our main campus as well. So you can see a lot has been changing on campus in Turlock, And it's just really great because technology is just not a barrier for students anymore. Everything is so up to date. So definitely come check it out so you can see for yourself. But just quickly here are freshman requirements. So for Stanislaus State, we are not impacted, so we can admit students with the minimum eligibility requirements for the CSU system. So what that's going to be is your 2.5 GPA in your A through G courses. We want to see a C or better in all of those A through G courses, and not requiring SATs or ACTs. We have been test blind for some time now. So these are admission requirements for our freshmen. Like I said, we're not impacted. Our only impacted majors are pre-nursing and nursing. So what that would look like if you come to Stan State as a freshman is that we're looking for these additional requirements for our pre-nursing students, just because our nursing program is so impacted, which you'll be hearing, competitive. To put that into perspective, they admit 30 students in the fall, 30 students in the spring, and about 600 students applied last fall. So it is very competitive for nursing, but for good reason. These students are, passing the NCLEX, being registered nurses right after attending Stanislaus State. So this is how you would go into pre-nursing at Stan State. Otherwise, that 2.5 high school GPA, A through G with a C or better is what we're looking for. Just a little bit here about cost, because this is an investment in your future. Thousands of dollars, as you can see, for our tuition fee. But this is very affordable price for tuition compared to other schools. So part of the CSU is that it is going to be affordable. We are going to be accessible. But again, it is a lot of money, so there is financial aid, scholarships. That's how you're going to have your education paid for. So all of these pieces are available to you, but just really following those priority deadlines, that March 2nd for FAFSA, California DREAM Act application, our scholarship application, just thinking about those things ahead of time. So for the juniors that are out there, making sure that you're keeping these in mind for your senior year. And we would love for you to come visit us. Come to Stan State. You can see our new buildings. Just explore. We have our university ambassadors that can give you their perspective as a student on campus. And if you do follow us on social media, we've been doing some takeovers lately, so you can really see what it's like to be a student at Stan State. So this is my contact information to keep in touch. And the last thing that I do want to mention is just, I know there's a lot of interest in agriculture. We are having a summer leads program. So I have information about that I can send out. But it is a free program. It's about a week long. You are learning from the agriculture professors on campus, and you're exploring different areas of the agriculture field and what that would look like as a student at Stanislaus State. So I will send that information out as well. But thank you all for your time. I'll pass it on to Sacramento State.
Hi everybody, my name is B for short, Chacon, and I represent Sacramento State University. But I promote education at all levels, at the vocational level, community college level, UC, and private schools as well. I'm not very good at this. Is it sideways?
The right side.
Right. Thank you. Sac State. The California Community College is composed of 115 community colleges. We work with the community colleges. Currently, I work at Delta also to help students transfer from Delta College over to the university. So I've been working with about almost 300 students who are transferring from there. I'll be building bridges with Modesto and hopefully with Columbia as well, so we can continue to assist students that way, because it's a very affordable way to have students attend a community college and then transfer to Sac State or to any CSU. And that's important. I like to stress that students can go anywhere where it's best for them. One example is about our business program. Our business program is impacted, and students have to compete to get into the business program. So we have hundreds of students who apply and aren't able to get in because they don't have the GPA requirements. But we have other options. We have great schools like Sonoma State, we have Stanislaus, so there are other options that students can go to if they don't meet those grade point averages. In the CSU system, we create the largest workforce preparation skills, and that's one of the greatest things that we do, create the biggest teachers, We create social workers. We create engineering students. So that's one way that we're also very effective. The other thing is we are cost effective, and that's another reason why there's so many CSUs. It provides the students a better quality of life in the long run. We expect students to have at least a 2.5 GPA or a 2.7 or higher. There are 9 UCs. Their estimated tuition is a little bit under $14,000. I think they have a 6-year minimum of that level. They are theory-based. They are graduate professional schools as well. So a lot of our students who come to the CSU and may study biological sciences will go on to study at the UC system to become dentists, MDs, pharmacies, or optometry. They do expect to have higher GPAs. As someone mentioned earlier, their minimum GPA to get into the UC system is 3.0. There are also private colleges and universities. Students who have the grades to go to a UC or a private school generally are given scholarships. I know my daughter attended St. Mary's College, and she would receive about $55,000 in scholarship every year that she attended because her grade point average was 3.5. So if a student has a good GPA, those schools will reach out to them. We talked a little bit about attending a 2-year community college. Usually students complete 60 units. They have a 2.5 GPA or higher in order to transfer to the university. There are certain CSU general education requirements they need to complete. Some students need more major preparation, like business, engineering, specific majors. And we ask students to complete certain courses. And those courses you would cover with a counselor over at Columbia, Modesto, or at Delta College, or any community college. Our programs, our university, like all the CSUs, provide support services to students. We provide a free medical clinic, we have doctors, we have counselors, crisis counselors. We have a food pantry for our students. Students can join many organizations. We have over 300 clubs. And these are just some of the A through G requirements that they were talking about earlier. As long as students have the A through G requirements and they're eligible at 2.5 or higher, they can get admitted into the university. Again, we have over 300 clubs and organizations. Our campus is extremely diverse. We currently have over 33,000 students on our campus. We have a lot of activities and athletics. Students are able to attend all the home games for free. Anything in football, soccer, girls basketball, boys basketball. We also have halls where students can stay. Currently, it costs about $7,500 to stay in a dorms, to share a dorm room, and about $2,500 for a meal plan for a student. So it's about $10,000. Some of our students most of our students, I would say, live off campus and share housing with apartments, and that's another way to help them keep their costs down. We have a lot of majors, like any other institution. We do have majors that are impacted, like business, criminal justice, graphic design, nursing, psychology. Nursing is impacted all across the entire state of California. It's a tough major to get into. In our school, students need to have at least a 3.8 GPA or a 4.0 with other points that the university asks students to have. And again, you know, I think that options are available. There are also vocational programs that offer LVM programs that are very successful, even though they're costly, but they're successful. And these are just some of the common majors that you would see at a university: biology, graphic design, social workers, business, engineering, communication science and disorder. Again, my colleague mentioned, you know, doing the FAFSA. If you're a needy student, I was a needy student, so I always did my application early by October of every year. That's really critical and important for students who are needy to do that. And we also have scholarships. Usually our deadline is March 2nd. And our costs are pretty much the same as our colleagues for the tuition at $74.84. These are some of the types of financial aid students can expect, especially the most neediest students: a Pell Grant of $6,800, a State University Grant of $5,500, and an SEOG Grant. Other students can vary in the amounts that they can get, and you'll probably learn more about these as you learn more through your senior and junior years and learn about the state grants that exist. For many of our students at Sacramento State, over 75% of the students receive financial aid. And most of our students work part-time on campus or off campus. There are also loans that students can choose to take advantage of from their freshman year through their sophomore year. I think a little borrowing never hurt in order to meet their goals financially. Usually students end up with a very nice salaries if they're a teacher, about $65,000, a counselor, $65,000 a year. So those are nice salaries, and it's an investment in themselves, I tell them. Once they've completed 2 years at a community college and they haven't paid much, to borrow $10,000 or $11,000 is a great investment. I know me and my sisters did that for school. And we're always available. You can reach us, ask questions. Parents call us every day. Students call us every day to ask questions about admissions, the process, about transferring from a private school to our school. Although it is more challenging, it can be done. Students often have to advocate for themselves coming from a private school, and we help them to get into our school so they can continue with their education, because all we want is for a student to succeed. So anytime you have a question, please feel free to call us.
Sorry to disappoint everyone, I'm not Carmen. My name's Matt Malapai, nice to meet you. I'm an outreach counselor for Cal State East Bay, and I'm going to be talking with you tonight about our campus, but also about college in general. Some of the things we've already covered, so I might skip over a few slides, but let's get to it. So, as you know, we covered the CSU system. You get to see all of our 23 campuses again. But something that I'd like to point out is that over 54% of our students are the first in their family to earn a degree. That's something that we're really proud of across our full system. That reflects itself pretty much at around that exact number at East Bay. I know it's similar to a lot of other campuses for us. And this is one of the things we talk about when we say colleges for everyone. We're a place where even if no one in your family has ever been to college before, you could come here, get those resources, whether it be from us or from one of our other campuses. We know what it's like to come in without any support or not knowing that journey and being able to help you walk through that. Another thing to point out is that 81% of students received financial aid across the board at the CSU. That doesn't mean they receive full aid, but what that does mean is that 81% of students receive funding from the CSU that they will not have to pay back. This is money that is going to be given as grants or scholarships that isn't going to impact that student in any form of repayment. And they're also going to, more than likely, this number is actually a little bit outdated. Last year we had, I think it was 56% of our students from the CSU system graduated without any student loan debt. East Bay, we had just over 50%. It's something we work really hard on as a system. Again, one of the things that we pointed out is that we are career preparatory institutions. Our job is to get you ready for a career, whether that's getting ready for grad school to get the career you want or getting ready to go right into your career. And it's a lot easier to do that if we can make sure that you're able to afford the education you're getting, so that when you go out and get that early salary, it's not just going to your loans. It's going to be something that helps you build your future, which is the one thing I want to touch on that's really important to me. Ranked top 10 in economic mobility, actually 7 of the top 10 universities in America for economic mobility are CSUs. Number 11 is CSU East Bay. That means that you are more likely to graduate from a CSU and move into a higher income bracket than you were before registering into a CSU. So this is something that gets reflected in our individual campuses, but across all 23 you're going to see. Something that I really want to focus on that's gotten covered by everybody here, and this goes beyond the CSU, beyond the UC or community college. There's a lot of different majors here. And the most important thing in making any decision related to college is always going to be 1, fit, and 2, context. It doesn't matter how great a school is if it's not a good fit. It doesn't matter if you go to school as a freshman if the context in your life doesn't make sense for that. A lot of times you might end up kind of jumping into school decisions because that's the way things are supposed to be. And so it's really important for me to let you know that once you leave high school, you get to control what happens next. So you're plotting all of these points on the way to finishing your degree. Yes, it normally takes 4 years. Yeah, there are some general rules, but the reality is there are a lot of different things here, and you're going to be a big part of not just choosing one of these to go with, but actually setting up the coursework, being a part of the community by going to some of the internships that you're going to have, some of the coursework that you're going to have. And so you really want to make sure that you're paying attention to the schools you're going to. Like, this is what we have at the CSU. So for example, if you want to go in, and I'll use myself as an example. So I graduated from high school. I wanted to be a history teacher in the Bay Area. I went to UC Davis. I loved UC Davis. I had a great time there. That didn't make any sense. I wanted to be a teacher in the Bay Area. The two best producing programs for teachers in the Bay Area are SF State and Cal State East Bay. And I went to UC Davis to pay more money to get a less specialized degree in my background in the place that I wanted to work, that I now started working at in 2022 instead of 2014. So context matters, right? I went to UC Davis and I got UC Davis connections that led me into a career that brought me back to the Bay 10 years later. So that's one of the things you really want to think about when you're going into this process. Where am I going? If I want to study dairy science, you're probably going to want to go to Fresno. If you want to learn about winemaking, you're probably going to want to go to Sonoma. And it's okay to consider those things and to weigh those options, but that's going to be important because we're all in this as a team. All of us are working for essentially the greater education system. Sure, we want you to come to us, but what matters most is that where you go, you get something valuable out of it. Something here, we covered Impaction a little bit. These are the impacted campuses at a freshman level for all of the CSUs. That's going to be your big names: Fresno, Fullerton, Long Beach, Los Angeles, San Diego, San Jose, and Cal Poly SLO. One of the things that you'll notice as well is the freshman eligibility for 2023. So this is what it's going to look like for local students for the Bay Area, but one of the things you'll see, we cover the 15-unit college A through G. We cover for California residents having a 2.5 or greater, and we have that small breakdown. But this is what you'll have to meet, again, for non-impacted campuses, which we covered. There will be additional requirements for anywhere you're applying to that's going to be coming from the schools on this list. So I'm going to move past this and go over a little bit to something that you'll want to take note of. Every year, our application cycle for fall of the next year opens on October 1st. You could pretty much put it in your calendar if you're a junior, if you have a junior at home that you're going to have applying for applying for college next year, definitely add that to the calendar. And here's just a general view of what that process looks like. And you can take a look at these slides. I believe they got sent out, or if you want to take a picture. If any of you are in the process right now and just kind of wondering what the timeline looks like for going through the admission process, normally you're going to be applying in November. You'll start hearing back in March where you got admitted, and you'll make those decisions in May. And so for a lot of you, those decisions are going to be coming up. And if East Bay is one of the schools that you're looking at, just going to give you a little bit more about us. So we're in Hayward, California. The nickname for Hayward is the heart of the Bay because we're directly across the water from San Francisco, and we're in between San Jose and Oakland. We're called Cal State East Bay because we have a campus in Hayward. We have a campus in Concord, California, which is in Contra Costa County, a bit further northeast from Hayward. And we also have an Oakland campus where all of our online businesses operate out of. We're a medium-sized campus, and currently we're at around 15,000 students. We have a student-to-faculty ratio of about 17-to-1, and our average class size is 32 students. One of the things that I like to point out is that's an average, so you're usually going to have slightly smaller courses because this is including in your freshman and sophomore year courses, which are generally larger, with the specific courses that you're going to be taking your third and fourth year, which are generally smaller and going to be related specifically to your major. And one of the things that I'm really proud of about East Bay is how much we represent the Bay Area. I'm from South San Francisco by way of Whangāikua, American Samoa, and my family immigrated here, and generations of my family have gone. to Cal State East Bay from the 60s all the way through until now. And it's one of the places that is going to be the most reflective of diverse communities for those of you that are interested in going into fields particularly that involve civil service, teaching, nursing, medicine, psychology, sociology, social work. Those are our specialties. These again are our freshman requirements. But also we have supplemental factors, so if you qualify for supplemental factors, you have some additional steps that you could take for admission. But I'm going to wrap up really quickly. This is my email if you all need a contact, but again, one of the things I want to emphasize is we all have great programs. If you're interested in moving forward and starting a life somewhere, I really encourage you to take a look at our campuses and see what interests you. I know for most students, you probably don't know what you want to do yet, but if you know where you want to live, maybe you know what type of work you want to do, maybe you just know what's fun for you. If you can narrow down anything, talk to some of us at these campuses. We can help you find the right fits for you so that once you're going through that application process, hopefully you're choosing from a good set of places that are all going to be a good fit. So feel free, drop me an email if you have any questions, or see me out in the hall. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Okay, a little bit about private colleges. We do have a private college that's going to come up and chat with you that's not so far away. There are a gazillion private colleges out there, and they have completely different systems than the CSUs and the UCs. So every single private college has its own thing. However, most private colleges have one application or two different places where you can go for an application. One's called the Common Application, the other one's called the Coalition. So one of those two applications is like going to the CSU Apply, where you just fill it out one time and then you send it to all the schools. Private schools are different because they look at a lot of different things. They look at a holistic view, kind of like the UC system does, but they want to know what kind of person are you and do they want you as a person on their campus, not just your grades, what your major is, but what kind of person are you. So they delve really deep and they ask a lot of questions and you write a lot of essays. I put this slide up here on purpose because I'm extremely proud that a student from our graduating class got into USC this year, which doesn't happen very often if you look at the statistics. So this particular person, her name is Jasmine. She is in 69,000 people applied and only 8,000 were admitted. So that's a phenomenal thing. She committed, so she is gonna go. We're working out the financial aid right now. And it's just amazing. So there are possibilities out there there's thousands of colleges out there. Talk to me about it and we will work through it. And if you're interested in how to get to USC, talk to Jasmine. You have to have a letter of recommendation if you're gonna do a private college. Sometimes there's 2, sometimes there's 3. The Common Application will tell you how many letters of rec you need. And I will help you go through if you're a junior this year, I'm gonna be helping you get through all of the application process in the first thing in the fall when we come back to school. And there is another one called Coalition, but we don't use that quite as much as the Common App, but we can use either one of those. Benefits of enrolling, I'm gonna skip through this really quick, but that's a lot of the reasons why people do private schools. And I'm going to introduce Julie from Humphreys.
Okay, can you hear me okay? Okay, this is really weird. First of all, Humphreys University, we're not Stanford, we're not, USC, we're not any of the big private schools. I get really excited to talk about Humphreys because we are really, literally the best kept secret in the Central Valley of California. We have been around since 1896 in Stockton, that's where the main campus is. And we have a satellite campus in Modesto, and I work on the Modesto campus, although I live right here in Valley Springs. Humphreys is basically, it's a private, nonprofit, WASC accredited 4-year university. You can get an associate's degree, you get bachelor's degree, master's degree, and we also have a law school. You might have heard of the Humphreys Law School if you've heard of us at all. Lots of the lawyers and judges in the Central Valley went to our law school. Our basic majors are education. I'm not even going to try to flip this thing, by the way. Our education, because it's too challenging. Education, business, and law.
There you go.
Can you go with the next one? Oh, where'd you get that? Good. I didn't send that to you. Thank you. Oh, this is good. This is good. So these are our basic majors: accounting, business, community studies, which is my favorite, court reporting. We are one of the few court reporting schools left in the state of California, by the way. Criminal justice. We have a liberal studies degree with a credential pathway. We have master's degrees in education, legal studies, and business. And yeah, we're a very small school. We have about 500 students. Our average class size is about 12 people. So everybody absolutely knows everybody at Humphreys on both campuses. I know all the students on the Stockton campus. They know us on the Modesto campus. Very tight-knit. And most of our students are first-generation college attendees. We pride ourselves on taking the intimidation out of going to school, out of going to college. It's intimidating to go to college. We really, really hold your hand through every step of the way. And to get into Humphreys, the process is very simple, actually. You just need a high school diploma or a GED, and then you take our entrance exam. We give an entrance exam in reading, writing, and math, so you have to get a certain score to get in, but that's it. If you get the passing scores, you are in. And we're on a quarter system, so there are 4 start times a year. So you can apply. Every 3 months, we have an application season. So you can just get on our website and fill out the application. And the whole process literally takes about a week. Because if you apply, we get you registered to take our test. And if you pass, you're in. Very, very simple. Financial aid, we do the federal financial aid system, the FAFSA, the whole process of that, the Cal Grants, the Pell Grants. Most of our students receive grants and loans in the form of financial aid. Our financial aid office is wonderful because they really take the intimidating part of financial aid out of the equation, and they really hold your hand through the whole process. And because of kind of the bad rap that for-profit schools got a couple years back, we were so nervous because we thought people are going to think we're that type of school, right? Because we're not. We're nonprofit. So we are obsessed with making sure that students use their money wisely. So we really you have a financial aid counselor that you have for your entire college career. And they make sure that what you're borrowing is wise, what you're, the money you're accepting, the money you're not accepting. We're very, very obsessed with that. We don't, because we are a private school. We cost about what it costs to go to a UC for a year. But having said that, you're always going to get the classes you need when you need them. You can do a bachelor's degree in 3.5 years at Humphreys if you so choose. You will never be in the situation where, oh my gosh, I can't get the classes I need. That just doesn't happen at Humphreys. And if that were to happen, then we would fix it. Because we really pride ourselves on that. Because we want you to get the most for your money. And you might go to a school that's less expensive, but it might take you longer to get through it. So you might be spending more money down the road. That's just not an option at our school. We get you in there for the most economical possibly way that you can and as quickly as you can if you want. If you want to take your time, you can take your time. So we are very student-centered, and we want to make sure that all students understand their options, get the help they need, get the guidance they need. We are literally the best kept secret in the Valley. So please get on our website and check us out, because we're really nice people, we're friendly, and it's a really cozy school. My mom taught at Humphreys for 35 years, since I was a little kid. Well, I'm not 35, but since I was a little kid, she was teaching at Humphreys. So I've been at Humphreys, my family has been connected to Humphreys forever. And so she literally died at work because she stayed till she was 80 years old teaching at Humphreys. She was so committed to it. I know that's a gory thing to say, but it's a real family school. The president of Humphreys University is a Humphreys and has been since 1896. So anyway, give us a look. We have excellent programs. If you do think you want to go to law school one day, you really have to come check us out because we have a real short path to get you to law school. Okay, thank you.
I'm going to zip through these in the interest of time, and you can look at them later. I have a lot of information about 2- and 4-year colleges. The RAC community helps out. They're contractors that live in the state of California, but they are reps for people who are out of state, where you can go for tuition free. So if you're an out-of-state student, you're interested in going out of state, I can hook you up. If you are interested in a specific out-of-state school, some out-of-state schools have fly-in programs where they fly you in and try to woo you into going to their school, and it's all free. The flight is free, the staying in the dorms is free, the food is free, everything's free. Swarthmore is one of those schools that does that, so if you want to do something like that, talk to me about it. Western Undergraduate Exchange, you've probably heard of this before. This is a series of, if you look at the map up there, that's a series of states in the western part of the United States where you do in-state tuition if you go out of state. So a bunch of our kids go to Nevada, they go to Oregon, they go to Washington, they all get in-state tuition. If you want to go to college online, that's a big deal these days, a huge deal these days. So all you have to do, there's websites that I have that you can look if you decided you don't want to go to school in person and you want to go online. They're cropping up all over the place, popping up everywhere. How do you get started? That's the kind of thing you need to know about yourself to get started when you're looking for what kind of school you want to go to. This is especially for sophomores and juniors because you got to start paying attention to these kinds of things. These are the kinds of things you should consider. I'm going to go through all of these things are very important depending on what kind of school you want to go to. The more competitive more competitive type of school, the more you're going to need to do, the more rigorous you're going to have to be. And there's some websites you can go to for resources and tools. College Board is I'm sorry that I'm going so fast through all of this. US News is amazing. Type in any college, type in agriculture, type in anything, and they will tell you these are the best schools for that in that area. I did the one for agriculture because agriculture is big here. Texas A&M is on there. We have a student that got into Texas A&M. She's just deciding right now she wants to go. Last year, we had a student who's actually there and is just having a great time. Visiting campuses is a really big deal. If you don't want to go or you can't drive there, do the virtual thing. The college tour is an actual series that's online on YouTube. It's absolutely amazing. It has kids giving you all kinds of tours. You can type in any college and you don't have to leave your house. If you are an athlete, I'm all about NCAA. I know how to do the eligibility stuff. I know how to help with coaches. I know how to work with you depending on what sport you want to be in. If you are a freshman or a sophomore, now's the time to get on the eligibility center. By the end of your sophomore year, you should have an ID number. I can help you with that. And a little bit about cost, because college is very expensive. There are a lot of things out there that will help you with financial aid, not all just scholarships that you have to apply for, but there are middle class scholarships available for certain schools in the state of California, all kinds of different things. CSUs have their own scholarships, and that's on the website, on the CSU website. You can check up there and then click on them and say, I want to get this scholarship. And then every CSU also has their own scholarships. That's a list of a ton of scholarship websites you can go to that I've researched over the years. Some of them you have to make an account, so you want your own email address that does just that, or you'll get flooded with all kinds of stuff. And this is a group that I met when my daughter was a sophomore, and I just sing his praises all the time. This is the most amazing thing that ever happened to me as a person, as an individual person. So I let everybody know about him and hope that everybody uses him. He's completely free. I'm going to have him do the 1-minute video and then tell you just a little bit about it.
Parents, in any given year, there is about $140 billion available in financial aid. Roughly 70% is need-based aid, which means in order to unlock that big bucket of money, you need to learn how to lower your EFC. That's where we come in. Our entire mission at the Heifer Group and Money for College is to help make college more affordable for everyone. And we do that by helping you to lower your EFC so you qualify for more grants and scholarships at every school that you're considering. And here's the good news. There are literally hundreds of things that you can do to position yourself better to lower your EFC once you understand how the financial aid process works. Download our free webinar to learn more. We look forward to working with you.
So this guy came into my high school when I actually went to see him in another high school, and 1 minute story about my personal experience. My daughter was an extremely high-performing student. She was valedictorian of her high school, and she wanted to go to a private school, and I was a single parent from the time she was 5 months old and an educator, so do the math on that. And I was like, oh my goodness. So I did save some money. I did the best I could, raising her by myself and doing as much as I could, but this guy was able to teach me how to move my money, legally move my money places where it could go, where it needed to go, so that I would have my EFC be $5,000 or less, which is the total, which is the lowest amount. And what he did is, she said what school she wanted to go to, and he gave me a 60-page report. I counted 60 pages. And on the left side, it would have the schools that she was interested in going to and how much they cost. And then on the right side, all the schools that were comparable to that would meet our EFC so that she could go for $5,000 a year. And it was just absolutely phenomenal and very eye-opening. There were schools that weren't on there that she was like, oh gosh, maybe I want to go to that school because it's a lot less expensive for us in our situation. And she ended up at an Ivy League school, $75,000 a year, and we were debt-free. And that is like unbelievably amazing. So, and I owe it all to him. There's no way, I don't know anything about money, like there's no way I would have been able to do it. So they're free, and they are honestly completely free. So they're an investment firm, and the reason they do it this way is because they know that if they take care of your kids, that the next time maybe you want to buy a house or you want to invest your money, you're going to go, oh, you know, he did a really good job with my daughter and helped me out, so I trust him. So I'm going to trust more money to him, and that's sometimes that's how they make some of their money, because you decide to invest with them because you trust them. So it's a service that they provide for high schools all over the state, and he does everything Zoom, so you never have to talk to him. It's a 2-minute little thing you fill out, and then you give him all your stuff, and he helps you out. The best thing he does is he helps you with the FAFSA. So he gave me a piece of paper that had every single number. I gave him my taxes. Number 1, put 32 cents. Number 2, put 3,025, whatever. I didn't have to think about the FAFSA, and the FAFSA is awful. So it was really good for me too. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is great. It's like a cheat sheet. Anyway, he's awesome. I am now going to introduce UTI.
I was told we were supposed to be out here at 7 o'clock sharp. Now it's 7:10, so I'll go ahead and rush through it real quick here. My name is Tim Scholl. I am from UTI. I've been with the company now for almost 20 years. UTI is the largest transportation school in the world. We've been around now for almost 60 years as a company. We have 16 campus locations nationwide. Sacramento is our closest location to where you guys live here, up in the mountains, right? In SAC, we offer 3 programs. We have the automotive course, which includes our hot rod and super street program. We have our diesel program, and also our brand new welding program is all there in Sacramento. But nationwide, we do everything from motorcycle mechanics, marine mechanics, we do aviation mechanics, robotics, wind power, HVACR is all under the UTI umbrella. We're a fully accredited school. I hear a lot about FAFSA and how that applies. It applies here as well. We accept Pell Grants, Cal Grants. We have our own relocation grants, institutional grants. We give away $15 million a year in scholarship money just to UTI students. There's tons of free cash out there, especially at, post-COVID. Lots of opportunities. We offer housing at all of our campus locations as well. Our students are in class 3 hours a day, Monday through Friday, so they have plenty of time to work, which we also help them find a job while they're going to school. That's the reason why our campus is up in Sacramento as opposed to Angels Camp or in the mountains. There's just more jobs up there. So we help students find jobs while they're in school. We offer job placement upon graduation. Our job placement rate right now is about 94% across the board. It's one of the highest in the nation. We also offer job placement for life. So if a student 10 years down the road, they're married, they got 100 kids, decide they want to move to a different state, different location, right? Been a busy 10 years. They can call us and we'll set up job interviews for them wherever they want to live to, or move to nationwide forever. So that never expires. We also offer future-free retraining. I know everyone here is super young, right? I don't know what cars you guys were driving back in high school, but compared to the cars we're driving today on the road, technology has advanced quite a bit in the last several years. And so as technology evolves over time, so do our classes to meet that standard. And so students can come back and retake our new courses for free for the rest of their life. That's also included in that. So in addition to that, I wrote some notes just real quick so I don't forget anything. We offer tuition reimbursement programs as well. We have over 6,000 locations nationwide that offer that, with dealerships and companies that pay our students to go to work for them. Incentives, tuition reimbursement, tool vouchers, housing incentives, what they have to move or relocate. That's all part of it. An average package ranges anywhere from $25,000 to $35,000 in bonuses that they offer our students when they graduate. We also have 35 individual manufacturer programs. So we have teamed up with the industry itself. We work with companies like BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Porsche, Ford, Nissan, Chevy, Cummins, Freightliner, Peterbilt, all the big ones. So it allows our students while they're in school to get factory certification and credential programs straight from the manufacturer. So when they walk out of our school, they go right to work as a certified technician, which is super important. So let me make sure I didn't forget anything else. We have a partnership with your high school here as well at Bret Harte. Mr. Suter is a very good friend of mine. I've known him now for a long time. So we have a partnership with the automotive course here, so all students that come out of that course get a 10% discount to come to UTI as well. So some additional free money there. Make sure I didn't forget anything. Our average class size, I heard a lot about that today, about 24 students per class for us. Every student that wants to come to UTI, we don't just accept anybody. You have to be interviewed by me to make sure you qualify to attend. And the reason why we do that, we're looking for kids that are going to be employable. So if I can put you in school and just take your money, there's no purpose of that. The end result is to get you guys a job in the industry. So every student has to be interviewed by me to make sure they're a good fit. They're supported by their family or their loved ones, right? A clean driving record is important for us. If you have a bunch of moving violations, or I've had kids in high school that have DUIs, you're not going to be able to come to school here. You're just not going to be eligible to get a job, and it's going to be hard to take your money and put you in the program. So my son-in-law is a UTI graduate, took our welding course in Arizona. We don't charge out-of-state tuition. Tuition's the same across the board. But my son-in-law went from 0 to hero in 9 months, never welded a day in his life, and he's now welding for NASA in 9 months. So pretty cool program, lots of opportunities. So that's my claim to fame, and I'm all done. I want to get everybody out of here, so thank you so much.
Thank you. Key dates. I'm going to be coming into juniors' classrooms in the fall, and I'm going to talk about dates that have to do with college applications. Make sure that you're visiting campuses, and I'll talk to you a little bit about transcripts. I'm going over this very, very fast. Okay. I did put a list of everybody. I think I got everyone in there. I'm not sure, but I think I did. So it's also, if you didn't get like pictures or whatever, this whole presentation is going to be online, probably on our brand new website that we just loaded up, I think, right after spring break. And if you have any questions for any of the people that were here, they're going to be out in the foyer. Thank you very much. Oh, wait, raffle. It looks like it's possible, Miss Sac State, that everybody gets to win based on who's here. Okay, raffle. Nina Hollers. Oh, you can get it. The mom can get it. It's one per family anyway. Yeah, this is a gift certificate to Mike's Pizza across the street. Yeah. And now I also have Sac State t-shirts. You are welcome. I have one gray one.
exclamation on them.
Do you want to just have them pass them out instead of calling their names?
Make it fun.
Yeah. Make it fun. Okay. Making it fun. I already did Nina. Carly. Come get a t-shirt. Carly still here? Yelena Firking.
Yeah, Yelena.
Yay, come get a t-shirt. Lashova, Miss Lashova Kate. That's what it says. Sorry, Kat. I don't have my glasses on. I'm old. Nikos. Angela. Espejo. That's it. Everybody got a t-shirt.